perspective. I'm on a mission to save one, just one, not try to reinvent the wheel, but just save one. If I save one person, get one person to just think about it and get help, then the mission is a job well done. I know that somebody is not filling up the par. I know somebody is struggling with some things right now, and the struggle is not just on you. It's on me too. I feel the pressures of the world. I feel the pain. I hear the voices, the silent sounds when you want to hear a noise, and the noise that you hear when you want silence. I know this feeling that you have. But I also know if you go out and you get help, things can be so much better. Things can be so much more wonderful. So I'm asking you, take that step. Go get help. 3 numbers, 988 to talk to somebody, or 911 when you absolutely are at that point. Because I need you to stay. I want you to stay. You have to stay. If not for me, for the other people who need to see your smile, hear your voice, and know that you are doing better than you were the day before. So before you make a decision that we have to live with, why don't you try making a decision that you can live with and stay? Because tomorrow needs you. Now let's talk football. Pride Nation, we back at it again with another one of them hot boys. You feel me? We back at it. The Lions' first preseason game is now in the books. It's over. And I must say, I had quite a few notes. I'm not going to play with you today. Brother got to get up at 4 in the morning. But for you in the return, I got to do this. You know, sleep can wait. Okay? People, I'm going to say some things that's going to upset some people. I'm going to say some things that people are going to agree with. I'm going to say some things that's going to have people questioning me. I'm cool with all of it. Because my objective is to give it to you the cold, hard truth. Nothing but the truth, so help me God. Oh, let me just say, I enjoyed that game. The Lions did not win. They lost 14-3. But I saw a lot of good things in today's game. A lot of good things. So, you know me, I break it down in the good, the bad, and the ugly. And, you know, we keep it 100. So let's start with the good right off the bat. I got to get right into this. But I got to see who in the building with me. We got my man Jon Kapler in the building. We got my man Looney 2 in the building. Mikal Holt is in the building. We got Giovanni Lions Rumble in the building. What up, though? He says, welcome to your 2024/2025 Lions football season chat. This should be a special season. Yes, sir. You know, we going to have fun with this. We're going to have fun with this one, okay? It's the only way I know how to do it. All right. We also got my man Mike Baker in the building. We got Perry Ball in the building. We got my man Super Saiyan Lion in the building. Joe Lewis is in the building. Hey, I'm going to try to leave Patty Luke on the shelf today. I'm going to try. But if somebody says something, we're going to have a problem. Shout out to my man Lions. He said the theme music is fire. Appreciate it. Let's see. Entwine is in the building. Luke, motherfucking G, what's the deal, my boy? What it do, brother? What's up? What up, dude? Ed W's in the B. Ward off Lions in the B. We got my man Craig Jackman in the B. In the building. We got the Blue Boogeyman in the building. Jack Frost is in the building. Make sure I don't forget nobody. If you in here, man, put it in so I can talk to you. Also, I'm finna throw this thing up in the chat because I got a lot of things to address, but I got to get it done in a short period of time. Okay. Probably about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. We see how I go. I'll let the vibe move me in the way it needs to move. Right. All right. First things first, we got to go to the good. All right. You know what? Before I go to the good, I'm going to go to the unexpected. Things that I was unexpectedly didn't think were going to happen. The first thing that I did not expect to see was another hole for this team. And what I mean by that is there's much work to be done. And I am now back to scouting mode. I need to find players who are on the cusp of being released so I can get those people for real. And it's that type of thing. It's just that type of thing. I'm going to break it to it, what I've seen, and it is what it is. But Harvey gets it. It's preseason. How much should I take out of it? Not much. It's an evaluation form, right? And you have to put everything into perspective so that as you are evaluating it, you're not overlooking things and you're not overstating the things that you've seen or want to be truthful, okay? And some of the things I'm going to say is going to come off as overstating, right? But it's not because I'm trying to make it seem like it's more sensationalized. It's just what I saw. It was my observation. Other people may have a different observation, but I saw what I saw. Shout out to Chopper Trav in the building. Dat Fan Man is in the building. My man Troy is in the building. James Hofield is in the building. Make sure I don't forget nobody. I'm trying to get everybody in here. And the link is in there. So if you want to come in and talk about the game, I'm down for that too. First things first on the good. The tackling discipline, I enjoy it. I know somebody's going to say, man, but they gave up 2 big runs. Those were not tackling issues, though. When they tackled you, they tackled you. That's the first thing. I enjoy every bit of the tackling discipline. They were on it. They were on top of it. They made sure that when they got you, you were wrapped up. I didn't see too many broken tackles. I enjoyed that so much. Other things that I thought were good were Vicky, something like that. I know I'm about his name. I'm gonna get it together though. I thought he had a few runs where I went, oh, okay. No, he had that much wiggle in him. All right, cool. Right? And it was his ability to be patient and let the runs come to him. That was a good thing to see. Terrion and Rachel and Amik Roberts. I really like what I saw out of them. And again, putting it in perspective, they are going against 2s. Let's be honest. These are guys we are expecting to be going against 1s, and they went against 2s. So take it with a grain of salt, but they still look like they were above the 2s, and that's what I'm kind of looking for. Were they ahead of those people? Other goods that I saw, play call selection. I was very critical of Ben Johnson when it came to our championship game. I thought he abandoned the play call. And in this game, I thought it was back to much of what you expect from Ben Johnson. And that's not only just that. Even on the defensive side of the ball, I thought they called a lot of the right plays to put them in position to make plays, and that's cool. I also thought it was cool how the Lions were opportunistic to take the ball when it was available, even when they turned it over. So I'll give you an example. When you had that interception as it was coming back, I love the fact that I watched, and I know I'm going to botch this brother's name, Osaka, something like that. The lineman who came back along with Kennedy, and they forced the fumble to get the ball back. I love that hustle. I love seeing that. I was very impressed and unexpectedly did not realize how well Hudson, the center, was going to do. He did really well from what I've seen. And that's what you want to see. You want to see that level of development. I was even more shocked at the which word I want to use for this. I wrote this down as this. I wrote it down as gap discipline, right? And I know we had some breakdowns, but you got to look at the situations and things like that. But I thought the gap discipline from the D line was there. Isaac, I'm gonna botch his damn name too. Nuke. If I said that right, give me some damn thumbs up and some love, because you know I suck at names. I like what I saw out of that brother. I really did. I thought what he brought to the table early on was to let people know you're going to have a hard time cutting me. I'm going to make them love me. All right? I thought that was a good look. Another thing that jumped out to me immediately that I thought was good was the blocking from the lineman in general. And I'll tell you why I say that. Some people will look at the box score and say, Luke, how can you say the blocking was good when you look at the box score? It don't show that. Nate Studfield was holding on to the ball. It's so evident that it's scary. He was holding on to the ball. And this is another reason why I call cap on the media's false attempt to assassinate the other quarterback, because they need something to write about. Okay? Let me get into the bed. All right. Many of you are going to expect me to say Nate Studfield. He's in the ugly. So just so you know, before you're wondering why I haven't added him into the bed yet, he's in the ugly. Okay. Because he's exactly who I thought he was. All right. Now, when I look at the ugly part of it, all right, when I look at the ugly part of it, we have a problem when it comes to those relief guys at safety. I know Joseph got an interception. I know it. But that's because of the pressure and the ability to hit and affect the way the pass went. And it's Drew Lock. No offense, it's Drew Lock. I'm just going to tell the truth. It's Drew Lock. I'm going to say it again. That was Drew Lock. My newborn could have picked that ball off. Okay? So don't want to get too far into it, but let's be honest. Who really stood out to you from the safety spot? If you want to say Joseph did because of the interception, fine. What did he do after that? Right? Who's the other guy out there at the safety spot? Because I saw him trailing behind the whole damn time. Every damn time I looked up, he's taking a bad angle. And I look at those little details because guess what? You're fighting for a backup spot. The starters are going to be Iffy, and the starters is going to be Branch. We need to add another safety. Make no mistake about it. We need another safety. All right. Another thing that's bad. If you watch the box score, you would say, Luke, you've lost your mind. The box score, he did great. Broderick Martin. Luke, how can Broderick Martin be bad? Well, it's very simple. He was going against 2s and 3s. He didn't start showing up until he got against the 3s. And when he went against the 2s, I'm being honest, he really didn't move anybody. Well, Luke, what about that one time when he forced that play? Yeah, that was more of the DNs closing in and the blockers trying to help out the DNs, which would allow him to come up the middle. And I'm cool with that. But when I see him going against the 2s, and this is his second year, which is essentially his first year, but I'm hearing all this talk about he toned down, he's more muscled up, he's faster, he's quick, he's more explosive. I did not see that. I felt very underwhelmed. I was expecting to see more. I was expecting to see him get off the snap faster. I was expecting to see him get more push. I saw Wingo get more push to him. I saw the guy who got hurt, 61, Bada, get more push to him. I saw almost every other lineman get more push than him. And to go back to the good, James Houston is in that boat too. Because James Houston, for all the time that he played, was making plays and was all over the field. But Broderick Martin left me underwhelmed. He left me asking, when is he going to get more? When? He comes up, he leans on them, and that's where it stops. And there was plays where he could have pilt off and did backside pursuit, and he quit. He got gas quick. Bad. Maurice Alexander, I don't know. I know it's a whole new kickoff rule. I totally get it. It's a whole new kickoff rule, and I see you in the back, brother. It's a whole new kickoff rule, and I totally get it. But my damn brother, come on, use your brain. Fair catch is a thing. You don't have to do these things. Okay? You don't have to do these things. Shout out to my man Ed W and my brother from another mother, Anthony. He says it's 3:30 a.m. here, but I'm popping in to cut off the Martin hate. Club. Guy was the best player for us, and he's a developing quick. I disagree. I seen many plays where he got put to the ground, and it wasn't because he got a good push. It's just true. And I'm with you. If he Branch Joseph, right, we need another safety. We need another comparable safety, preferably a veteran. Martin looks like a 500-pound statue wearing 300-pound lead shoes. I expected more. Okay. And Debbie says, where's the blocking for Hooker? He was playing with the 2s and the 3s. Really, he's playing with the 3s. But there's a few 2s out there. You cannot expect to have high quality blocking in those situations, which is why he showed you one of the reasons I'm a fan of him is his ability to use his legs and make passes. And here's a fun fact. Okay. Here's another fun fact. Nate Stubblefield, after the half, all right, not the game. I can give you the game stats, but I'm only talking about the half. Nate Stubblefield, after playing a whole half, was 7 of 15 for 40 yards with a 5.7 average per pass. I mean with a 2.7 average per pass. 2.7. Think about this. He's 7 of 15 for 40 yards. He had been sacked 3 times for 16 yards, which I will argue was on him. They bring in Hendon Hooker for 1 quarter. He's 5 of 7 for 36 yards, 4 yards less. I'm not even going to, you do the math. No turnover. Oh, and by the way, he ran a linebacker over. Now, don't get me wrong. While I was excited that he did that, I was very concerned that he didn't slide. Although he did slide after he ran the linebacker over. And part of that is because he's come to the conclusion, man, after this, I'm going to start giving y'all the hits, but he needs to learn to slide. And I agree with that. Anthony says, Luke, me and you are going to sit down and watch this game tape and argue this till the early hours. You bring in the good looks and I'll bring the tea. All right, bet. Let's do that. Detroit Fan Report says, bro, Nate, hey, don't get me started. Nate Stubblefield needs to be cut. Hey, listen, the media have you doing it differently. Like, seriously. Let me bring in my first guest before I go into the rest of my synopsis of what I saw in this game. Lions Rumbles in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Luke, man? Congratulations.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Listen, first of all, shout out to the wife who's holding it down with the baby so I can do this right now, because apparently, you know, he's already a daddy's boy. He get on mommy, he get to crying, but then when he get on daddy, he like, hey, this is where it's right at. This is what I like right here.
It's good, man.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. So, but I appreciate it. So, you know, what do you have on what you've seen from the game? I gave you some of the good, I gave you some of the bad. I've emphatically just flat out told you that the ugly was Nate Stubblefield. All the stories about Nate Stubblefield being a threat to the number 2 quarterback spot. I really want to see Hendon Hooker the next game start the game with the 2s.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think our rookies' instant energy. You brought up Vlaki. I knew that kid was special in school. Again, another one of those Swiss Army knives. Came in the game and immediately.
Did I lose him? Oh, Rumbo. I can't hear him. Shout out to you, Ramon the New Age. He said, congrats, Luke. Didn't know you. Y'all a new baby. Been a minute. Yeah, that's what I've been at, man. I've been over here. This baby whooped my wife's butt and was born 9 pounds, 1 ounces. And, you know, I got to take care of family first. You know, gotta take care of family first. I don't know what happened with Rumble. I'm sure he'll be back. But hey, we'll see what happens here. What's your opinion on James Houston? I thought James Houston played well. I thought he played phenomenal. I thought he looked good. Any info on Hendon Hooker's injury? No. In fact, I don't think he really was hurt. I think they took him out for precautionary because at this point he was in a whole nother level of trying to prove, like, look, I belong here. And while people was like, well, he's not throwing the ball, it's not open, which brings me to another ugly point. Doing receivers, and I get it. Let me just be fair. I get it. It was raining. I get it. Things seem slippery. I get it. But they go into my ugly category because the struggles were real in their attempts to get open. And it was embarrassing. And part of that was why Nate Stubblefield even looked worse. Their inability to get open was a problem. And it happened not only with Stubblefield, but with Hooker. The difference is Hooker can run. It's the new age NFL. And it's a shame that it went that way. So it's just not there. It's just not there. All the uglies, like I said, Maurice Alexander, he can go too. It's not because he fumbled it. It's because it was stupid decisions. You have to have a football IQ. Especially when you're trying to make this team, and I can put right now, and I'm not joking, I can put 6 other people at freaking kick return. Right now. So you got to be smart. Let me bring Rumble still getting it together, so I'm going to let him give a few. Keith Jack says, we need to get Nate a GoFundMe for his plane ticket out of town. I mean, listen, that was a combination of him being him, right? That interception he threw was horrible. But I can assure you that Hendon Hooker is going to throw 1-2 in one of these games. But one of the things I remember when I played football was we had this guy on our team, and he sucked at practice. If you watched him at practice, you would not think he can play football. But when the game started, it was a different guy. And I believe that's Hendon Hooker. I believe all the stuff he wanted to try, he tried in practice, and in the game, he played smart. That's my belief. Let me bring in my next guest, Bandit, man, so we can talk about this game. Bandit, what up, though?
What up, though?
Talk to me, man. What you got about this game, bro?
I feel like you putting James Houston in the right spot to shine, bro. I don't like him at this the linebacker position. He need to be on the DN. All that talk we was hearing about Nate Stubblefield in practice and everything was for the birds. We really need to hope that Hendon Hooker is all right.
I think he's fine. I think he went over like, that hit right there might hurt or whatever. Because when he trucked the dude, I was like, okay.
He got up smiling after that though. Like he was laughing. Like
he definitely was smiling. And his adrenaline was pumping. And guess what? When you sit down and everything, it gets bad. Now I know somebody gonna bring up where that pass got batted down because they knew he was gonna quick pass it. You know, they knew. But they gave Nate Stubblefield, it was 4th and 1, and we got no push. Well, I'm not even gonna say that. We got somewhat of a push, but the quarterback got to be smart too and get that ball over. So hey,
it's hard to even analyze our receivers and what they did because he was just horrible, bro.
I mean, what can you do though? Like, first of all, let's keep in mind it is preseason. It is the first game. It is twos going against twos. Twos going against
and it was raining outside.
It's rain. I get all of that. But my evaluation was looking at. I told people before the game. I said I'm looking for who play aggressive. I didn't see that from Broderick Martin. I didn't see that guy who looked like he wanted it. He did not jump out above everybody else. You know who did?
That linebacker did.
That linebacker 45, Isaac Uknuk looked like he did. It looked like he wanted it.
Absolutely.
Meek Robertson looked like he wanted it.
Oh yeah.
Blake Straw looked like he wanted it.
Yep.
I get it. But I was looking at who jumped off the screen because you're going against a lower level of people.
And our punt returner, man, they might as well cut him too, bro. Man.
Hey, I just brought him up. Maurice Alexander. Yeah, he did himself no favors. None. He did himself no favors.
Isaiah Williams did himself a favor today. I like the way he played. I like the way Green played before he got hurt.
But you know what my problem with them was? Them routes they was running wasn't even convincing to me. They were, and again, it's probably because it was slippery out there. But I expect more. Number 12, Fountain. He was supposed to be the talk of the town. Where was he?
He only got 2 targets.
But hey,
look who throwing him the ball. Look who throwing the ball, bro. Like you say, he had average of what? 2 point what yards per what? Your newborn could have came out there and threw more yards than that, bro.
But listen, like I said, the man played 2 quarters and had 40 yards on 15 attempts and completed 7 of them.
Come on, now, bro. Like
hey.
you can't evaluate your wide. You can't evaluate your wide receivers.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I just again keep in mind, I expect more out of them. I expect to see more out of them. You know what I'm saying? I expect, and again, I know I hear you when you say about James Houston. I see what Ramon said about James Houston. He don't like how they're using him. This unfortunately is the process of NFL, because sometimes they use them wrong. And I can name a bunch of players that we had that got used wrong and went somewhere else and had success. Starting with Jelani Tavai.
Okay.
Starting with Kyle Van Noy.
Right. Okay. Going. But it's supposed to be the new lines. You feel me? We're supposed to be able to put our players in the best position for them to shine.
But for this situation alone, they just signed Malik Jefferson, so he ain't had a lot of time to learn the playbook, right? And they had just really signed Newman. He didn't really have a lot of time to learn the playbook. And then once you get past them two, you go to Gilbert, right? But at that point, we get real thin. So guess what? I understand why he's being used in different ways because they weren't creative, but they did put him in on 3rd downs when it was time for a pass rush.
Right. He was getting close. He just wasn't finishing the play. I mean, I understand that. I mean, it's just, I don't feel like they're utilizing him right, man. At all, man. At all.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's one of the things that pointed out. Shout out to Super Saiyan Line. He said, you guys are concentrating on the quarterback too much. They are making the team regardless. It's all the other players that we should. And that's what I was looking at. Who jumped off the page? Who had aggression in them? The running back, Vicky, had some very good runs. Jefferson had a semi-good run. And number 27, I don't remember his name. I'm trying to remember it, but I don't. I thought he slipped too many times. I don't know what he was trying to cut back for, but it is what it is. 36 came out.
You talking about Knight? You talking about Knight?
Knight, that's his name. There you go. Zovin Knight,
something like that.
So again,
bro, our safety got shook, bro, out his shoes like he had on roller skates, bro.
What safety?
Oh my God!
What safety?
On the Giants' first touchdown run, bro.
No. This is my point I'm trying to make to you. This is a concern that I was unaware of. like I was unaware of this issue, right? I'm more concerned about who's going to be the running mate with Aiden Hudson. And I look up and I'm like, damn, our safeties ain't nowhere near these passes.
Bro, I'm on that run, bro. He got shook out of his shoes, bro, in a wide open field tackle, bro. It looked so bad. I think it was Dorsey, if I'm not mistaken, bro.
Well,
shook, man. Like,
listen,
it's first, like you said, it's the first preseason game. This is why we're here. Just evaluate. There's a lot of things we got to clean up.
100%. I do want to bring Rumble back in, so hold tight for me. Just stay there. You still on the mic, but I'm gonna bring Rumble back in so he can holler at the people. Rumble, you good now?
I believe so. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you real good.
All right.
I was concerned at first, but go ahead, talk to me, man.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to say earlier. I like the energy of our youth. You know, those rookies.
Agree.
Vlaki came in the game and it was like immediate. You could tell it was the energy that the offense needed, and then like anything, once that got going, it helped get the whole entire offense into a rhythm. And Nate, all the air he's been getting as far as he's looking good and he's making a run. I believe Hendon is a few years ahead of him. I think Hendon came in
clear. The team responded differently under him. He energized them, and
he had those crisp throws to the sideline, to the the back shoulder of, he had some great throws, man, and he was staying in the pocket. Took a hit.
I will say this. The one pass that he had to Ness, the number 43 was behind him. That was not a good.
But
throw.
He took a hit. Remember, he took a hit to the face.
He did.
He stood in the pocket.
I want that ball a little bit more in front of him. But I get your point.
Yeah, he took that was a nasty hit, man. Like they was trying to. But to your point, you could just tell the offense was responding better with him out there under the helm. And again, Nate holding on to the ball, running outside the pocket, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he decides he wants to take a sack. And I get it; it's preseason, but these are going to be game reps. You're repping like you're in a game. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was my only gripe was Nate Sudfeld. Obviously, these other guys are fighting for a job. I think the O-line.
I thought two other people stood out to me, which I'm shocked. I'm finna say this my damn self.
Vildor for sure.
No. It wasn't even Vildor. You know who caught my attention? Even though he did have a bad play, he had a bad play, and it is against the threes, but he still caught my attention. Manhour.
Yeah,
he caught my attention. I thought his pass block was better than his run block. The run block, I'm gonna leave it alone. It's the first game. First game, we're gonna let him have it. All right, first game. All right.
Oh shit.
That it was not what I thought. Okay, I'm like, dog, you this goddamn big, and you can't. I'm gonna leave it alone. All right. Mahogany was the opposite. His run block was like, yeah, I can see it. The pass block, I was like, bro, I'm gonna need you to go talk to somebody, work through that process and figure it out. But those two still did enough for me to say, you know what, I'm okay with what I saw out of them in their first outing, and I appreciated it. I really did.
Where was your boy GPJ at?
He was out there. He
was out there. He had a nice catch down the stretch from Sudfield. But the reality is this: it's hard because if you watch that game and you look at Sudfield, part of it was him, but most of the receivers just wasn't getting open. They just wasn't.
Yeah. And to your point about that, I mean, again, we are talking preseason, but I got spoiled last year, so I'm kind of with you. I think he was ugly. I think he has enough game reps in NFL to where he should be able to. Me as a fan, it's like, oh, they're overloading the left side, man. Why don't you slide your protection over to the left side? And he's not doing that. And so when the guy came in unblocked and he got blown up, it's like, bro, are you not seeing what I'm seeing? You know what I mean? It's like some of those little small, the small details that he needs to be refined. But as far as Hooker, you could tell Hooker was his internal clock, like that ball was out. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, he was getting hit, but that ball was out. He was like, I'm going here with it. 1, 2, 3. And it was just, I didn't feel that from Nate. Nate was like, like a 6-year-old playing Madden with no ability to know you got to get rid of the ball at some point because people are going to come in there and take your head off. He was just like lollygag.
He took a few sacks, and it just is like, yo, this is a bunch of hot garbage. Friendly neighborhood Lions fan says, glad you're back. Hope you and the family as well. We are. I hope my son is asleep. I know he's going to be up in about 2 hours. So
you gotta eat.
Bro, it's crazy right now. The adjustment is real right now, and then it's, I'm glad that we planned this appropriately because I'm like, hey, if we doing this during the school year, this is gonna be a headache. So we plan to have them in the summer. So hey, but yeah, my man Jon Kapler says Vicky, a shot of vodka is nice, a nice boost in energy. Yeah, I thought he did really nice. It says Hooker should have been given the reps and should have started the game. You know what?
I don't understand what they see in Nate that they had to Hooker.
It's not what they see in Nate. It's the message they're sending to Hooker. You're going to earn everything. You make me want to get him off the team, and I'm okay with that belief. He has to force his way into it. They've been writing a lot of negative stuff about Hooker, right? But guess what? If the next game comes and Hooker don't pass a lot, they're gonna say, "Oh, he's just a running quarterback," but he's not. And if you think about it, when he was in college, he didn't run like that. He sat in the pocket and threw, but they were not getting open. So he's like, I got something for you. Let me adjust this a little bit.
He does not look his frame either. Like when he ran that linebacker over, I said, "Oh my God!" And then he ran like 7 more yards after he ran him over. I said, "Oh my God, what's?" And then I come to find out he's like, over 6 feet. I think 6'3",
220 was what they reported.
Yeah, but he looks like he's 187. But the way he ran that linebacker over, that gave me juice, man. I said, "There's no way this kid's not starting next game. There's no way."
Yeah, so 100%. Shout out to Hatter House. He said, "What up, though, from LA? What up, though?" Looney Tunes says it's no coincidence that the offense was actually moving and getting their first downs when Hooker came in the game. Yeah, by the time Hooker came into the game and went out, we had 11 first downs and 7 of them was because of him. I want you to do the math on what Nate Sudfeld did in 2 quarters. Just do the math. We had 11 first downs and 7 came from him.
That boy was him today.
You know, he was,
I would say, okay, he did fair, but it ain't like he came out here and just had this mind-blowing game, y'all.
I agree with that. He didn't have his mind-blowing game.
Let's not do it like that. Like, he played decent, but he ain't have no mind-blowing game. It was a couple of reads and stuff he missed and stuff, too. He got a lot of improvement to do. But compare him.
I agree with that, man.
Compare him to Nate Sudfeld, I can see what y'all can get into that, because that's how bad Sudfeld was.
That's what I'm saying. The reality that I'm only pointing out is the media and some of us YouTubers were buying into the articles that they were writing about Hendon Hooker and how bad he was. And yes, he has things to work on and stuff, but it's even more challenging when you're playing with 2s and 3s. You can't tell me Hendon Hooker with the 1s don't look better. You can't tell.
Oh man, yeah, night and day. Like he's got the way he's able to move with the ball after. Come on, man. He didn't slide. He didn't, like, I don't know. To me, to everybody's point, man, it was just a surge of offense on the offensive side, because Nate Sudfeld, believe it or not, man, he had the commentators, Golden Tate and them talking about all kind of just. The shit was boring, man. If I'm being honest, they went to rambling about all kind of shit. I watched these games with no sound, so I couldn't tell you nothing. I was happy that they said Golden Tate was broadcasting, but I watched it with no sound. So I basically had on like some music on some headphones while the kids was living their best life on the Nintendo Switch, and I just watched the game with my pen out, and then I was talking trash in the Discord, having fun with people because that's the best thing to do, but. I feel like the difference is this. It's hard to see it because you have to ask yourself a question. When he comes out with the 3s, he looked like he was better than all of them. So that's a good sign. Right. Yeah.
What does he look like with the 2s? Does he stand out against the 2s? Because if he do, that's a good sign. But I can assure you that Sudfeld has been in the league long enough to know certain things. And I should not come away from a preseason game feeling like he's a lost cause. I should not do that. So, yes, did he go out there and Patrick Mahomes it? No. But did he do enough to get you to talk in the buzz? Yes. Every article that you're going to see on there, for the most part, is going to talk about him. The Lions already posted him on Twitter and Instagram trucking people.
Yeah,
that's the play of the week. That's the play of the week.
Calling him Hendon Hooker. I'm like, what?
Just tell the truth. And as Ramon the New Age points out, yeah, you can see Hooker got the juice. He got it. But is he, because he looked miles ahead of the 3s and the 2s.
Yeah.
Really the 3s that he was playing with. He looked at miles ahead of them. So, you have to respect that part of it and say, you know what? Okay, cool. Super Saiyan says, what do you mean night and day? He practiced with the 1s and looked terrible. Stop hyping Hooker so much. He needs a lot of work. Let's be honest. All right.
Okay, I put it like this: them putting Hooker in, not starting him, and starting him with the 2s and with the 3s and the 4s and 5s, was a confidence booster.
It was, but this is the thing: the idea that you're hyping Hooker up, you're hyping him up. If you watch the game and you came away unimpressed, okay, I'm not mad at you, right? You came away unimpressed. He did exactly what I thought he would do. When plays break downs, he scrambled.
Right.
He takes care of the ball.
Yep.
He's getting the ball out with zip and velocity. So if he meets my expectations, it's not hype on me. It's what I expected. Now, keep this in mind. He did that in 1 quarter. Nate Sudfeld has played in 3 quarters, essentially. He played 1, 2, and 4.
3 first downs. You said 3 first downs, right? Or 4?
He had 4 first downs after
the
half.
That's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous, man. And that's with the 2s.
7 yards.
Here's another fun fact, right? The game ended, right? He came in and played 3 quarters. In 3 quarters, he was 13 of 24 for 96 yards and an interception. He was sacked 2 times. He was sacked 4 times for 22 yards. So, again, you talk about like I don't know what you want me to tell you. If you care about QBRs, you don't even want to get me started. You just don't, because it's not going to end well. Even though he played 3 quarters, right? I'm going to show you something. It took him 3 quarters to get to a 4 yards per pass average. Hendon Hooker in 1 quarter was already well over that before he got quote unquote hurt. Just saying. I'm not trying to hype nobody up, but I'm telling you, if you watch that game, there's no way you walk away and can say all the negative things about Nate Sudfeld. But then when I start talking positive about Hendon Hooker, I'm hyping him up. You can't have it both ways. I can't come on here and act as if though Nate Sudfeld was so bad. He was so bad. Let me talk about how bad he was, but not give props to who did well. I talked about who did well. I gave the good, the bad, and the ugly. I put Nate Sudfeld in the ugly. I put Maurice Alexander in the ugly. I put our safety depth in the ugly. Because guess what? The safeties are a concern. And they're in the ugly group. I put Broderick Martin in the bad because I expected more. This is not the team where you can just get people to get by and be okay with it. I've watched people have more patience with Manu, with J-Mo, because they like receivers. I've watched more people have patience with that than this damn quarterback. And all he did was come in and give them a chance to win. How am I hyping him up?
No, I like the fact that we have we had a QB out on the field who could run. Like he was making cuts. It was a different dynamic. Okay, like you said, everybody was covered downfield. So and he was like, oh, everybody's covered. Let me go ahead and all right, I don't feel like sliding. Let me go ahead and run this guy over. You know what I'm saying? So
you better learn how to slide.
That's fact. That's fact. He has to learn how to slide. And to be honest with you, if he don't learn how to slide, it ain't gonna be much to talk about in the first place.
Because he's gonna be coming up.
I think that gave the whole team juice, though, man. You know what I'm saying? When he did that and he kind of like smirked, I think that gave the whole team juice, and they were on their way to score. I think he had like a decent. That drive was decent. I think the pass to Donovan Peoples-Jones was a little off, but again,
he still went up with 2 hands. He trying to be fancy and catch the ball one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He needed to use 2. He's got to make the target. Ball, if he used 2, he catches it. I believe he catches it.
Yeah, this ain't you ain't Odell Beckham. Yeah, you got to make a target for your quarterback. That was the mismatch. Donovan Peoples-Jones, who was at one time a number 1 against a number 3-4 corner. Yeah, that was a mismatch. So for him to throw it to him, that was smart. But yeah, to you guys' point, you got to come on, Donovan. You got to be better than that, man.
Listen, and again, for Super Saiyan Line, he says, but Luke, look who you are comparing him to, freaking Nate Sudfeld. Who else am I supposed to compare him to?
That's who we in competition with.
Yeah. We're looking at who's going to be quarterback 2. I know for a fact who quarterback 1 is. Who's the backup? And if you're going into the season saying you feel better about Nate Sudfeld, I'm not mad at you. I don't.
I am.
It just promises me it's only quote unquote hurt. I don't believe
what I didn't even see that part where he was supposedly injured. Was he injured or did he just have the bubble guts? He might have had
I think he probably had the boo-boo or something probably.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think
he got a boo now. He had that bubble in his stomach.
He got bubble guts.
And again, I don't want to just get harp on this because there was other aspects of the game that I was excited about and that I liked, that I really truly liked. When you look at it, Nate, 3 quarters, no scores, and Nate is a veteran quarterback. Good point by Ed W. Another better point by Looney Tunes is Hooker also ain't played any football since like 2022 either. So there's that. What did this first football action back was pretty decent, right? You had like when I remember when J-Mo came back and he just ran past everybody and got that 1 touchdown. He had that one catch. And everybody went nuts because I say this all the time. If it's one thing you want to do, if you ever want to get a Lions fan to bust a nut, give them a receiver. I'm telling you right now, it's the most sexiest thing to a Lions fan. Give them if you need an orgasm ASAP, just name a receiver. It's like they quiver in it. Oh,
Calvin Johnson.
Just give them a receiver. So we have to take it with a grain of salt. I thought there was a lot of good things that happened in this game. I love the tempo. I love the going forward on fourth downs because that shows that we still have that mentality. I love the fact that certain players showed up with a sense of urgency and wanted to show up and show out. I like that. The play where he broke that run, I'm almost sure that was Wingo's gap, and he got washed out. I'm almost sure. And the safety, I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
It's looking like a concussion for Hooker, man. I hope that ain't true. So
that's what they saying, a concussion?
Yeah, mandatory 7 days of no nothing.
I call a cap on that, but it's all good.
Yeah, I do too.
Listen, you got to remember, we can carry 3 quarterbacks, and if they got an injury destination, that's a whole nother story. I'm going to leave it alone. Ramon the New Age said the Lions like Subfield because he does what they want from a technical standpoint. He's probably smart, but when bullets fly, he's a check down artist. He couldn't even check down this damn game. He was just holding the ball.
Down. Yeah,
2.7 yards.
Huh? And
said 2.7 yards. Come on now, man.
In 3 quarters?
No, he had 2.7 yards after the first 2 quarters.
That's even worse.
Right? He went to 4 after getting the 3rd quarter. But Hendon Hooker already was at 4 with 1 quarter and was well on his way to a higher number before they, said he had to come out, which probably came from upstairs because he was fine. He jumped up, was excited. He was feeling himself.
He was.
So another thing that jumped out to me, and again, and I know y'all probably weren't paying attention to this, but Dan Campbell didn't give 2 flying nickels that it was a preseason game. His intensity was still consistent. I enjoyed every bit of it. If you just watch Dan Campbell on the sideline talking to his players, coaching them up when they made dumb decisions and doing stupid stuff, it was such a joy to see. It was such a joy to see that he does not relinquish his willingness. Okay, I get it. But I also remember when Drew Lock got chased down and hit by James Houston out of bounds, and everybody wanted a flag, even though he was still in. When he got back to the sideline, you should have saw Dan Campbell
smack the hell out of his helmet.
Dan Campbell was so happy, like, that's right. Let them know we here. Let them know we here. Because guess what? Getting the win was not the goal. Getting better was.
Amen.
Yep. That's the goal. The goal wasn't to get the win today. We went 4-0 people and turned around and lost every game afterwards.
Oh man, don't bring that back up, bro.
So I'm bringing it up because I don't want people to forget. So now we come back to this point where it's like, okay, he wants people to get better. And there were some people who did some things. If you look at the box score, when it came to that game and it came to Broderick Martin and them, I'm sorry, the box score, you'd be like, man, he got 3 tackles, and that man played more. He played 3.5 quarters, people.
Right. Yeah.
Like, let's put this in perspective, okay? He played 3.5 quarters. Not 1, not 2, 3.5 quarters. All right? I want you to go and look at his box score. Go and look at it. Because box scores tell you part of the story, but the rest come. Because he had 4 total tackles, but 1 was a solo. And he had 2 pass deflects on Drew Lock. Drew Lock and DeVito.
Look, man, I just got home. I spent some time with the family.
Hey, go ahead, man. You be safe, bro. I ain't gonna be on too long. I just wanted to get on and give my quick synopsis on it.
Yeah, help me. I'm gonna get in with all these kids.
Hey, have your fun, brother. It's the best times of you to have it, especially when you 7 strong. Got my blood pressure up thinking about you.
I mean, I love all y'all, man. Rumble, nice talking to you too, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Likewise, man. Likewise,
Yes,
man.
sir. Love you too, brother. You get up out of here, man. Get with the family. Again, if you another person is that, like I said, Malik Jackson had 6 total tackles, but 2 were solo. Deron Gilbert had 4 total tackles, and all 4 were solo. He also had a damn good breakup in coverage. He had another breakup where you just can't beat a good pass. You know, you just can't do it. It is what it is. Super Saiyan Alliance says Studfield plays with his eyes closed. Dude can't hit shit. Man, well, okay. MCDC is a top 3 coach right now. It says I love that play. Luke, what did you think of Betts, the edge rusher? Okay. He's in my unexpected box because while I saw the get off on the well, hold on, let me go back because I'm almost sure. Betts, I want to make sure I got the right number. I don't want to botch this brother's number and stuff. Betts' number was, I was right about it. Okay. I saw the get off, like on the snap. Like, quite often, he was one of the first people off the snap. Number 95 is his number, in case y'all were wondering. He was one of the first people off the snap. I enjoyed it. What I was confused by, and why I gave it a unexpected thing, and kind of like, I look for technique with defensive linemen or linemen in general. And I didn't see a second move from him. You know what I mean? I was looking for a second move, you know, some type of counter or something. And I criticized players in the past for that reason exactly. For that reason exactly. But in general, his get off is there. He needs to work on his arsenal once he get off. Because when the ball was there, I'm like, oh damn, that was fast.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he just ran into the guy. There was no arm chop, no spin, no club.
No hands.
There was no rip. There was no hand
Yeah.
action like I would expect to see from a D lineman.
Yeah. No, I saw that too. But I did see they were very disciplined. I mean, there weren't too many penalties as far as, you know, the line. And I think that's something you brought up with Dan Campbell. Like,
yep,
that's why he wasn't worried about winning the game. It's like, I need to see discipline. I need to see these are the things, because those, believe it or not, with these new kickoff rule, those things matter. Because now, you know, a penalty can determine a game, and now they're kicking a 40-yarder instead of a 50-yarder. But yeah, that was fun to see, man. Very disciplined.
I even put Bates in my, you know, unexpected box because I'm sorry, even I'm still trying to get adjusted to the new kicking rule. Like, he had a few penalties where it's like, oh, it wasn't in the box. I'm like, what the fuck the box is again?
20-yard line.
Okay, yeah, I had to go and look it up. I was like, what?
Yeah.
When he kicked it, I'm like, that's a good kick. We can get that. They're like, no, you got to put it down there. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you got a good kick returner, the kick return finna be more dangerous. I suspect we're gonna have more kick returns. Even though I hate this rule, we're gonna have more kick returns because of where the ball is being kicked and them getting a chance to go. Everybody already up front. So if the kick returner is good, he just need a gap and he can get the hell on.
That's it. That's it. And that's what they want to bring to it because, you know, it's a different dynamic to the game, and it ain't doing, you know, it ain't gonna do nothing but run the score up. Which, okay, cool, whatever. But yeah, I like the discipline they showed. They displayed. You know, no stupid penalties. And we had some rookies who, you know, they came out there and it was like a burst of energy immediately. I think Vaki's. It's going to be hard to not see him on the field this year. He had some cuts. Yep. He has some decisive cuts. And he's a handful to bring down, man. Like he doesn't just get touched and go, okay, I'll go down. It's like, no, he's like, no, I need more yards. I want to try. I want to get some more.
Plus listen, when I tell you I need this, I need it like yesterday. We need some more safeties. Listen, if Branch go down, okay, people, we in trouble. I'm telling you, you lose any one of them safeties and just you in trouble. We need another safety. So start looking. Start
Yeah, who's
figuring out
out
who's
there?
going to be cut. Find out who's about to be a free, because I hate that we didn't. After watching this, I'm like, man, we should have just brought Tracy Walker back.
Yeah, I know. 1 year deal. I was thinking the same thing.
Like, this ain't it. And as much as I would like to act like that wasn't bad, it was bad. It was bad. The only thing that made me upset was the poor angles. It's the poor angles that they were taking. Like, they weren't even close. Okay? Not even close. Let me see. I want to try to get through the chat some more, because I again, people, I do got to be up at 4 a.m. I'm down for this, but I got to get up at 4 a.m. So
Yeah.
Justin Simmons is still out there. You think he's gonna take a backup role?
No.
You see what I'm saying? That's where you kind of, because you can't say, well, you can start him and Branch. Yeah, but now you lose development on Iffy. Or if you can take Branch and put him back in the slot, now you wasted energy with Meek Roberts being the other slot. Because he, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be somebody who's willing to be the backup, but who has a chance to have development and growth. It's got to be somebody that's like that. That's all I'm saying. And I'm with you. We should have brought back Tracy Walker, because it's sickening. I didn't know it was that bad. I really didn't. And I was at the damn practices. And the practices, man, the backup safety looked like it was lights out. I was like, oh, look at them. They're doing good. Good tackling. Good. Got in the game and panicked.
Yeah, them game lights. Yeah, the game lights hit different, man. That's why I'm glad they shortened the preseason, but I'm glad they still give them some games, because these guys haven't played football in 7 months, and it's definitely something you got to get back into, man. You can't just get back into it. You got to really kind of not necessarily ease your way back into it, but those reps matter, man. The lights, the whistles, the crowd, the whole ambiance, the weather. I was glad we played outdoors too, man, because that really showed that, this is the NFL, man. And our schedule this year is, favorable. We play a lot of indoor games, but those boys need that, man. They need to get that element feel, man, because, Chicago in the wintertime, man, ain't no joke. Lambeau Field in the wintertime ain't no joke.
But if the Lions handle their business before then, those 3 games we play outside don't even matter. You can literally drop those 3 games, just win the rest, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you go 14-3. You think somebody give a care we lost those 3 games outside? No. No. You know what I mean? What you can't do is be 9 wins, and now you got these 3 games and you don't drop them. Like, bro, come on.
Yeah, no, don't do that to me. Overall, it was pretty cool, man. And I'm hoping with Hendon, it's not a concussion. But again, it's like his first real live game action in almost 2 years, know. So
and we can say what we want. But the bottom line is he gave you something to be happy about. He gave you something to say, he gave you something to say, dang, I want to see more. Yeah. Nate Sudfeld gave you something to say, get him the fuck out of town.
Yeah. I was saying that in the first quarter when he took that damn sack, because he was looking at the sideline, looking, holding on to the ball, and it's like, bro, you could have just threw the ball, bro.
I'm just telling the truth. So, and then another thing that I wanted to point out, because this to me was something else that jumped out to me, right? I was watching Newman. That's what his name is. I think it's Brandon Newman, right? Newman to me was able to hit the right gaps, and he showed good tackling discipline in between the tackles. But Newman outside of the tackles, I was like, okay. I kind of saw it creeping up with the inconsistencies of the angles. But nonetheless, I gave him a good game because I thought he did really well for the time that he played. And he did jump out to me. He was very noticeable to me when he was out there. And so, again, he had 2 total tackles, 2 solo tackles, but it was very obvious to me that he had those. And again, when you look at box scores, when I see total tackles, oh, that's great. But, you know, when I see a guy that got total tackles and they say, oh, he got 6 total tackles and 6 were solos. Wait a minute. You made all of them up by yourself? That's a different beast than a guy who got a bunch of assists.
Yeah. And like you said, the tackling looked good. I think I seen Vildor hit a guy square in the, square in the waist. And it was like a sticking tackle. It's like, you're stopping here. You're not getting another inch. And it's like, that's what we were missing and lacking last year. And leave it to Dan Campbell to take it back to the basics. Look, that was a point of emphasis. Like, we missed a lot of tackles last year, so shout out to them for, like, you can tell he's doing his job and those guys are responding. And it's, that's what I want to see. And I want to see more. I think I saw like several times there were 3 or 4 of our guys on the ball. You know what I mean?
So, that's another person too that I put him in the unforeseen. Craig Reynolds on special teams, yes. Craig Reynolds on offense, you know what I mean? So, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I feel like, to your point earlier too, man, Maurice Alexander, I get it. It's the first preseason game, but like you said, bro, you have to have that eternal clock in your head. Some things never change on the punt. The ball's hanging up in the air. 1 Mississippi, 2 minutes. Call a fair catch. Like there was the one for sure. We luckily we got that back, but you can't do that in games that matter, man. Like, now those guys are down at the 7-yard line, and it's like 1 play scored. You just demoralize the team. You know what I mean? So he should know better. It's like, I mean, yeah, if your place is threatened on this team, then it's you're doing it now at this point, because those couple mishaps like that, man, I was like, why? Like, fair catch. Is that I'm looking up rule changes to see if they change the rules.
No,
I'm like, did they change the rules?
You see fair catch. Then the second one, I'm like, okay, fair catch. You let my man just drill you,
bro. He got drilled.
And shout out to Vaki for
a rookie
paying attention. He got a fumble recovery for paying attention, and it's like, but just, come on, bro.
Yeah, these are your rookies, man. Like, I don't. Some of these guys, to your point, I don't see them making the roster, man. Like Maurice Alexander, I don't really see him making it. I see Vaki's going to take one of their spots, man.
Well, Vaki was always going to be on this team because I saw his value in special teams, as well as a backup runner.
But I'm saying he's going to take them. He's going to take them reps from them. Like,
exactly. And for me, the name of the game in preseason is consistency. Will you jump off the screen again?
Yeah.
Because I think we play Kansas City next.
Yep. That's going to be a fun game too. Again,
right.
we're familiar with that team. We beat them last year, first game of the season. Yeah. And again, to your point, we got to see more from Nate. If it's true that Hooker goes down, Nate has to do better than he did tonight, man. Otherwise, like, I would drop him and go pick up Taylor Heineke.
I pick up the big boy sign. I would pick up the Ronald McDonald sign. I would pick up Barbie. You hear me? I'm at a point now where the name of the I've seen enough.
Yeah,
we brought him back. I'm like, yo, y'all, but we be crowning the GM. But look what he did, man. Some of this is a waste of money.
That's ugly.
So,
that's ugly.
And again, shout out to that family. He says Viking made that first guy miss. It was a beautiful cut. Right, and Craig just like he just ran it. I'm like, bro, you okay? So hey, it is what it is. All right, good people. I've been on for an hour. I left the chat open for y'all to jump in, man. I'm going to go, or at least my plan is to go live tomorrow, because I got some more things I want to talk about. But I do want to go back and watch the game again. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but I need to, because there were a few players on the Giants that I was like, yeah, is he going to get cut? And I want to go check their contract before I speak on it. So I need to know, so you can't be like, yeah, but no, I need to know, is it a chance they're going to get cut? Who on the bubble on the Giants? There was a few players on the Giants that I was like, yeah, let me get that.
Yeah, I got to really I got to take a better look at Nate and Hooker and like really compare them. But yeah, it was like freaking night and day, man. It was polar opposites, man. Like, and I know they're probably making it easier for Hendon Hooker the playbook, whatnot. But people forget this kid he beat Alabama. He was on Tennessee. He was in the SEC. He played on those teams in the SEC are the closest things to a professional NFL team as you're going to get. So you saw just the speed and So man.
100%, man. Get the people your final thoughts before we get up out of here, man. And
man.
The positive word.
I appreciate you popping on, man. I had to come in here and say what's up to you, man. Congrats again.
Hey, appreciate it.
I'll be on as often as I can with you, checking in. Again, this is going to be a great season this year. I foresee it. Again, it feels good when you're the hunter and not the hunted, so
that's right. Come chase.
Yeah. So we're going to get the best from every team that we play this year. And I'm all for it, man, because I think this team can handle it. But anyways, thank you guys. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Luke G, man. You have a great night. I appreciate it, man, as always.
You too, me. And as always, I can't end the chat unless I do it on a positive note. And it's a simple quote from the internet. Don't know who did it, but I love when I read it. At the end of the day, nobody knows how hard you hustle for your goals, how lonely you feel at times, and how much sleep you lose, or the daily pressures you face. That's why you have to remember to do it yourself. Whatever that thing is, just get it done and get it done knowing that you got your own back. Yeah, I know some of y'all waiting around trying to find a partner to start that business you were thinking about starting. Some of y'all are making up excuses about where I'm going to get the money from instead of trying to get the information to set yourself up to when you have an opportunity to get the money, you can present the information. Some of y'all have found a way to somehow conveniently cheat y'all diets. You said you was going to lose weight earlier this year. You gave up on it because nobody went to the gym with you. But guess what? Nobody is going to go through the suffering with you. Nobody's going to feel your aches and pains with you. Nobody's going to understand why you're doing it. They don't see your why. They don't know what it is in you that pushes you to this point, but you do. And when you find a way to push past waiting on others, you start to realize you can get more things done. You see, it's funny. Whenever they want to do something crazy, like get something done, you know that they don't send in the whole army. They send in one singular spy. You know why? Because by himself, he is a whole weapon. His confidence is on 10. His spirit, his will is within reach to be great. And that's what I'm telling you. Find what the why is and keep it pushing. You don't got to tell the world what you're doing. They're going to notice it because they can't help but to notice it. And when they do, well, guess what? That's when you start to realize that you made it. That's when people want to be a part of the things that you're building. So before you start getting caught up in who's going to come to your rescue and help you out, understand this and understand this well. You is your biggest hero. And you don't need no sidekicks to be the great version of yourself. Hold on to these words because I know you better than you think you are. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. And as always, people, don't be no chump. Please do your research. I will be hollering at y'all tomorrow.